Hi and welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on courses to study in 2023 if you're considering moving to the UK as a student. Look, despite some of the changes that the UK has made or that they have announced, moving to the UK as a student or to any country for that matter as a student, it still remains the easiest way to move to any country. You know, moving as a student has always been the easiest way, and look, it remains the easiest way, and I think it's going to continue to be. So what courses should you be studying? What should you consider when you're choosing a course? That's what this video is going to be about. So if you're new to the channel, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, I do appreciate the time you take to watch these videos, and I do hope that they're helpful. I do hope that you're able to implement this information, because look, if you're thinking of studying, if you check out this channel, I've done lots of videos on scholarships that you can use to study in the UK for free. And look, many people are not aware, even me. I studied in the UK a few years ago as an international student. I studied nursing. If I had known that there were ways that I could study in the UK for free, I assure you, I would not have paid the £30,000 that I paid in the end. If I had known that there were scholarships that they'll even pay me to study in the UK, I would have made use of those opportunities. So the reason why I do these videos is because I want you to implement that information. But I know that it's very easy when people see that, hi, study in the UK for free. They're like, what? Study in the UK for free? The UK is so expensive. People completely ignore it. But look, I'm glad that some people, few people obviously, are able to implement that and actually get to succeed, excel, thrive, and get out of that information what is intended. So if you're watching this right now, you want to make sure that you check those videos. If you're keen on studying in the UK in 2023, you want to check, because look, it is expensive to study in the UK. So if you can get those scholarships, you want to spend that extra time on going through those requirements, looking for those requirements, writing a better personal statement so that you're considered for the scholarship, because again, it's going to be worth it in the end. So if you're considering a course to study in the UK, what should you be considering? Look, the first thing you should consider is, are you going to stay in the UK upon successful completion of your course, or do you want to go back home to wherever you're coming from? Those are the two, most important questions that you need to be able to answer. And look, if you want to stay in the if you want to go back home, that's absolutely fine. You can choose any course that you want. You can let your passion guide you. You can let your heart lead you. You can let your convenience guide you. But look, if you're trying to study in the UK to get a job and stay in the UK upon successful completion of your course, passion should not only be what you're thinking about, because look, passion does not get a visa. Passion does not put food on the table. And I see here people saying, oh, just follow your heart, my dear. Maybe when it comes to other things that may work, but when it comes to studying, when it comes to choosing a career, when it comes to choosing a course to study, you need more than passion. You need to think with your brain. You need to use your heart. You need to use your brain. You need to use your brain cells. Every single part of you needs to be used. What should you do? You need to check the shortage occupation list. What are the jobs that are more likely, to get you a visa in the UK? Very important to think about that, because let me tell you, most of the people that study in the UK don't get a visa, for the thing that they've studied, or they never actually get to work in the particular thing that you've studied. And for me, it's a massive shame, because when you look at the tuition fees, the fact that the average tuition fees right now in the UK for an international student is over £17,000 per year, you don't want to pay £17,000 in a crisis like now to come and do a course that you're never going to use, you know well, some people may argue that you've gained the knowledge, and even if you're not doing what you studied in school, you still gain the knowledge. For me, I'll say that if I'm studying, look, I want that knowledge to add to my professional portfolio. I want that knowledge to help me progress to the next stage. And by the way, in case you're wondering, my name is Melvis. I work for the NHS as an advanced nurse practitioner. So like I said, I studied nursing in the UK as an international student. So I now work as an advanced nurse practitioner. I've progressed in my career and I'm doing my master's right now. So I do understand the challenges that come with studying in the UK. But like I say, I would not be studying if it wasn't going to add something to my professional portfolio that I know that is tangible and is going to lead to better opportunities in the future. That's the way I think, because that's how life is. It's very stressful for me to study. It's very difficult. I'm taking time away from my family, time away from my kids, and I'm doing all this studying, all this essay writing. I don't want to do that for nothing. So If you're wanting to study as well, I hope that you don't want to do it for nothing too. So you want to be very smart, very strategic. Think about courses that are going to get you where you want. And by the way, I do have a newsletter. I don't know what I've spoken about it. If you join my newsletter, I'm going to send you the information directly to your inbox about changes in the UK, about opportunities in the UK, because I'm very passionate about career progression. When I moved to the UK, I was a band one carer, but right now I've progressed into an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical position in nursing in the UK. That's because I'm very determined. I seek mentorship. Mentorship is something that I'm very keen on, and that's why I started my own private career coaching service where I support with career progression in the UK. If you're a nurse, you're a carer, you're a student nurse, you're wanting to get into healthcare, you want to study healthcare related courses, you're studying, and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm struggling with XYZ. Look, my private coaching program is 100% going to support you. Or if you want career progression, you're thinking, oh my god, now I'm a nurse, so what? I want to become a nurse anesthetist, I want to become a nurse endoscopist, I want to become an advanced nurse practitioner, a nurse manager, a research nurse, diabetes nurse. Then my private coaching program will support you with that journey. You're a carer, you're thinking, oh my god, is this the end of me? Maybe you're even a nurse back home from your home country, but now in the UK you're working as a carer. I can support you with that transition from a carer to a qualified nurse, because like I said, I'm very passionate about career progression, and I think life is so tough right now. Working is so incredibly challenging. So you want to make sure that you're using all your skills to the maximum potential, and that's what I'll help you do. So again, if you check the comment section, you're gonna see a link to my newsletter. Join the newsletter, or if you have a question you want to ask me, and you're like, hey, you don't want to ask it all on YouTube or whatever, you can use that newsletter as well to ask me the question, and I'm gonna respond to you. It may take some time for me to respond, but I'll 100% respond to you. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, again, hit subscribe as well. So when you're thinking of courses, healthcare, look, somebody said to me, Melvis, why is everybody saying that we need to do healthcare? Does everybody need to be a healthcare professional? No, we don't all need to be healthcare professionals. But the thing is, if you want to stay in the UK, you need to be thinking of where they have the need, because the truth is that nobody's going to give you visa sponsorship for a job that it's easy to find somebody who is a UK citizen. It's easy to find somebody who is already in the UK. It's easy to find somebody who doesn't need the sponsorship, because sponsorship, those companies have to pay for it. They have to go an extra mile to recruit people that need visa sponsorship, and they have to pay for it. And so, you know when you're choosing your courses, you want to be very smart. If you're a doctor, for example, you cannot come out of university and say, oh, sorry, I haven't got a job, I'm going to become whatever. No, you will 100% get a job. If you're a nurse, again, you're 100% sure that you're going to get a job. Does this mean that everybody needs to do healthcare courses? No. But what I'm saying is, you need to be smart when you're choosing your courses, because the UK is desperately in need of healthcare professionals, which means that if you study a healthcare related course, you're likely going to have a visa to stay in the UK. That's all I'm trying to say. Then education courses as well. If you study education courses, because the UK is really short staffed when it comes to teachers. They're so desperate for teachers. And look, not only teachers in any subject. If you're thinking about maths, chemistry, physics, biology, science subjects, the UK is desperately in need of teachers in that particular sector. In fact, they've just announced a scheme that from February 2023, they're now going to be recruiting teachers who are trained overseas, qualified teachers from overseas, to come work in the UK. So if this is you, look, this is such an excellent opportunity to move to this beautiful country and begin to pursue your dreams and your goals and settling with your family. So again, these are the type of courses that you want to be thinking about. Where are the opportunities? Where is a visa sponsorship? Because look, there are courses that if you don't need visa sponsorship, yes, it's not that complex to get a job. But if you need that sponsorship, look, you need to be thinking about what you're going to do to get the sponsorship. That's the point I'm trying to make. So again, it's up to you. If you want to say, oh, I'm going to follow my heart, I'm going to follow my passion, I'm going to follow my dreams, this is what my dream is, and there are no opportunities there, or nobody's offering visa sponsorship, then all I'm going to say is best wishes to you. Good luck in your journey, because I hope that you find what you're looking for. But the truth is, there are courses that are likely going to get you that visa sponsorship. So you don't want to spending all that money, without knowing what you're going to get in return. The return on investment needs to be well worth it. There's also IT. IT is also such a great sector, but again, you need to make sure that if you're getting into IT or if you're in IT, you need to be checking the job search engines. What jobs are they offering visa sponsorships for? If I were you, I would actually be calling those recruiters, calling those employers, directly and saying to them, look, what have you got? Are you offering sponsorship? Because I've got XYZ degree from XYZ university. You need to do all of that, your fact finding, before you ever apply for any course and actually move to the UK. If you're already in the UK, it's exactly the same thing, because it is very, very challenging. I see colleagues and, loved ones and people in the UK that are learned, that have studied, that have PhD, they've got everything, but look, they haven't got a job for the thing that they studied. And for me, I find it really, really heartbreaking, because I would not be able to do that myself. Because if I'm studying, like I say, I'm currently doing my master's in advanced clinical practice, it needs to be linked directly to the job that I'm doing. Not only that, but I need to know exactly what I'm going to get on successful completion of that course. What am I going to become? Am I going to be paid more? Am I going to have more responsibility at work? Am I going to have, what is going to happen once I complete this course? I can't just be studying for the sake of it, because it takes too much effort for me to study. It takes way too much time. I don't want to be doing it for the sake of it, just for fancy. Mm-mm. Too much hassle to study in this country, especially if you've got kids. It's not easy. Your partner is helping out, with the kids. You're rushing up and down. So guys, we want to be smart. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I want you to hit subscribe, turn on that notification button, because you want to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're wanting to study in the UK, you need to check those scholarship videos, because look, they are going to help you. Some people have already applied. Every single year, I've been able to support quite a few people apply for some of these scholarships, and so far 4 people have been successful. So these scholarships are 100% legit. I do extensive research before I share them with you, and these are things that I've actually applied for these scholarships myself, supporting members of my private coaching program. So that's why I'm insisting that you give it a shot, because you never know if you are the person that is going to be successful. So don't take it for granted. And there's quite a lot of money involved. These scholarships, not only are they going to pay your tuition fees, but they are also going to be able to pay you maintenance money. Some of these scholarships actually have zero application fee, which means that you've got nothing at all to lose if you apply. So please, no excuse. You want to make use of these opportunities, and don't assume that they are not legit. Please, please, these are great opportunities that the UK has to support students to grow. Even with my course that I'm studying right now, I've got a scholarship for it. So it's an apprenticeship, which means that it is fully funded for me and I don't have to pay. And the master's is for 3 years. So, these are opportunities that when you get to know, you're going to kick yourself and be like, oh my God, I wish I had known this early on. So again, implementation is key. When you get this information, you do want to make sure that you're implementing. And I want you to leave a comment in the comment section and say, Melvis, I will implement. Because again, like I say, it's information overload. There's a lot of information out there. You may just sit and think, oh, another YouTube video. What's she on about? Oh, Melvis, there you go again. I don't want any of that. I need you to be implementing this info. I need you to be checking out those websites, contacting those people, whoever is responsible for the scholarship, asking questions and replying back and putting your application in. And in those videos, I've taken time to explain all the details that you need, all the requirements. I've explained how you can enhance your chances, because like I say, I've got experience applying for all of those scholarships, so I know firsthand what it is that you need. But if you do your own research as well, you're going to find even better ways that you can enhance your chances to make sure you're the chosen candidate who is going to land that scholarship, move to the UK, without having to pay any tuition fees. So again, if you haven't joined my newsletter, if you check the comment section below, I'm going to leave a link to my newsletter, and if you join, then obviously once there's all this goodness and all this juicy info, I can send it directly to your inbox. If you need one-to-one support, if you need support obviously with the process, then you should consider joining my private coaching program, because that's where I can support that select few who are members of my coaching program to make sure that they're excelling, they're thriving, they're absolutely over the roof when it comes to their careers. Whether it's moving to the UK or they're already in the UK, just trying to excel, to thrive, to get those senior positions, interview preparation. How do you get a perfect CV for yourself? Those are all the things that we cover in that program. So again, when you're choosing a course, like we've said, saying follow your passion is not enough. You need to be smart. You need to be looking, where are the opportunities? Where am I going to get visa sponsorship? Who is recruiting? How much are they paying? Those are the things you need to be looking at, because obviously the pay needs to meet up with the requirements for the visa as well. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible for them to give you a visa either way. So these are some of the things you want to be thinking about, because the environment in the UK is different from other countries. If you're coming, say, from Africa or from Asia, what sells in your country as a job may not be what is going to be selling in the UK. The highest paying jobs in your country may not be the highest paying jobs in the UK. Jobs that are easy to get with a degree in your country may not be the same in the UK. So you want to make sure you're doing extensive research before you're applying and making that most important decision. Do you want to stay in the UK once you complete your course, or do you want to go back home? So what I will say is, if you're not sure, just assume that you're going to be staying in the UK, because many people, upon successful completion of their courses, they're like, hey, I want to stay in the UK. What can I do? How do I change my visa? And all of that. So you want to think about it in advance rather than later on after the course. So these are just a few tips that I thought I should share with you. Obviously, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below, because I'm going to be joining you there to talk about some of those issues that you may have. If you've got a particular course in mind, again, drop it below. Let's see. I can also check for you the employability rate for that particular course and see how it is. It's not whether the university is good or not, it is the course that you choose to study that matters. So again, it's definitely worth moving to the UK still as a student despite everything, and make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Join my newsletter, check out my private coaching program, keep watching the videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. See you in the next video.